Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where we are currently running some experimentation down here. Now, I suspect that this is not going to work. There are a couple of reasons for that. For one, this is going to be piping water uphill. That generally doesn't work very well without, pumps and stuff. So, we'll see if that functions. If it does, I have questions. And secondly, I don't actually expect these aqueducts to be able to get water from these freshwater springs. Now, this is an outcrop here, but I expect to have to build cisterns here in order to do that. I don't think that the aqueduct will do this, but I still want to build this and find out, at least some of it. We'll see, but we'll get that underway. So that will get fresh water down here, and then we're going to have to build aqueducts like all the way up this way, which is going to be interesting because we definitely did not plan for that, but we'll get there. So the next question, of course, is, look at that. We do have people heading all the way down here. It's a very long trip, but here they go. So we're about to find out some important information. Now, I'm going to get rid of most of the aqueducts that are out over this way right now because I can already tell you that they're not going to be necessary. So what we want is we just want to get a couple of these over here built. Just started, right? And this guy is now stuck up here, which is unfortunate. I'm just going to have them build a dirt ramp right there just so that he can get back down. And actually, that's not reachable. We're going to instead build the dirt ramp over this way, probably. We would have to build it over here. Okay, so something about like that. There we go. Now we can get out of there. Perfect. So this out over here, this isn't reachable. We're going to need to wait for some of this to get finished up over here, though. So this is going to need some stone out here. I don't expect this to function as it is. And I want to actually get rid of these sections of aqueduct here so that this opens back up and we can get access over this way. Whoa! What just happened here? Did you see that? This cliff line moved. That's wild stuff. Okay, if we can move the cliff line with aqueducts, that opens up so many opportunities. Also, this person has managed to get stuck here. Just go ahead and remove that. And now they've face planted. Okay, so we need to finish up this aqueduct causeway here. I don't expect this to work, though. We do have these chinampas over here. They're being worked on. We'll get there. So we'll have to think about how we want to get this done. But yeah, I absolutely want to get this aqueduct out of here. And actually, let's get this one out of here too, as long as we're here. I want to get this aqueduct causeway gone, or actually built. Yeah, so as I expected, we're not actually getting anything out of that. So that was fully expected. So we're going to need to have some guys come on down here, and we'll need to clear out a lot of this water that exists down here right now. So we need to get these aqueducts out of here. As I expected, we're going to need to grab it with cisterns. So that's okay. We're going to chinampa a fair amount of this area over here. So that's going to be basically everything up through here is going to be chinampa'd. Maybe not quite this high up. To about here. Yeah, that'll do. So this is an aqueduct here that needs to be removed yet, and we need to get these chinampas underway. As we can see, the chinampa down over here is definitely doing good work. Now, we can't get over here as of right now, so let's just build a road up like this, and then we can connect that in over this way. That's kind of an engineering road. Okay. Looks like this person got out of here. That's great. And we need to get this aqueduct segment out of there. Not quite fully removed yet. But I'm 95% certain that we need to build a cistern to make this actually work. So, a cistern down here would mean that we'd want to put it, like, here, ideally, right? We would need to wait for this chinampa to finish. And this is like the only location where we can build a cistern, I feel like. Ah, but it needs to be further away from the map edge. So we definitely can't harvest this up over here. That's noted. That means that we'll need to get this Chinampad over here and figure out where we can build this cistern. Okay. And then we're going to have to run an aqueduct all the way up this way and have it connect in, like, right here. So the aqueduct is probably going to be running through the waterway. Okay, I guess we're looking here now. Sure. The aqueduct is probably going to be running all the way through the waterway. We'll have to figure that out. We may want to send the aqueduct up and around this way instead. I don't know. That'll be interesting. We could go around the ficus trees up over this direction, go like this. Can we have the aqueduct pass over this road? Yes. Okay. So that's good to know, for sure. Okay. So we need to get these Chinampas done out over here, and anything else out over here needs to get finished as well. Eventually we'll get this done, but this is a long ways away from our core location, right? No doubt about that. So these Chinampas are maturing at this moment. Excellent. They're all going to be finished very, very soon here. And we're working on some Chinampas out over here, but we're not actually going to be able to do anything out over here, I don't think. I don't suppose we can destroy these. Actually, we can. I'm not sure I want to. Can we relocate it? No. That'd be very weird if we could relocate these. But I guess I figured we'd try. So that's fine for now. And then if we wanted to put a cistern, it would need to be... Terrain is blocked. Ah, we still need these Chinampas here to mature. Fair enough. So we'll get those done soon enough here. And this will be our source of fresh water. I'd prefer to build it right here because we'd be able to harvest from here and here if I'm understanding these attachment points correctly. But as it is, building it like up here is viable. I would still prefer it to go here. But I think we're going to have to build it here. So we'll get that underway, and then we're going to need to start bringing up our aqueducts, which the aqueducts are going to take some time to build, for sure. So, how do we want to do this? Do we want to Chinampa this all the way up and just replace it with aqueducts? Or do we want to build aqueduct causeways like this and then just go around? I think around is probably our better bet and just have this run along the side of this river here. At least until we get up a little bit further. But this is going to require... This is a big resource investment. This is a big resource investment. So now we've got some big decisions to make. Do we want to cut up here and go around and come up this way? Or do we want to go up the river? We don't have a lot of space here, but it looks like we can put in the aqueducts right over the canals. These don't provide irrigation, I'm pretty sure. I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to bring this up like so. We're just following the river line for now. But then, once we get up here, we're going to make a big decision. And that decision is that we are going to have our aqueducts split right before they get to these ficus trees. And we're going to have them come down like this. And then we'll do an aqueduct causeway here. A little bit awkward there. Hopefully that actually connects. And then this is going to go out over this direction. Now, we don't want this to go over the ficus trees here. So we're going to need it to just kind of thread the needle. We're going to come down over this direction. Why are we not building here? Terrain is blocked? Okay. That's removing a ficus tree. Okay. Well, that's a bit of an issue for us. There's this outcrop here. We can try to issue a destroy order on that outcrop. We can't salvage it anyway, right? So we can try that. And then while that's going, we're going to want to bring another direction of aqueduct up and over this way. So that's going to come up to like right up over here and run right next to our existing road here, and then cross up and over like so. But then we need to absolutely have a bit of a plan up this way. Because the way that causeways work, you can go straight across. I guess we can do that. So it'd be something like this. And then it would come out over this direction. We would need it to connect in, like, here, right? So it'd have to connect like that. So we can run it over land all the way like this. Basically taking it out and running it right along the edge of the lake here as close as we can. Well, this is technically a river, but they're lake tiles. So it would be something like this. This is a lot, no doubt about it. And the reason why I want to run the aqueduct the other way as well is just in case. But it's not a huge priority. So for right now, just getting this built would be what we would need. That's one heck of an aqueduct project. No doubt about it. For now, I'm going to tell our workers, don't even worry about going this direction just yet. We'll just have it be something like this. For now, that's all we need. Okay. So we can't really reach up over here, and that's understood. We're going to need to build these sections of causeway first, I think. Or we'll have to build a bridge that's right alongside it. I don't think we can walk on the aqueduct. So we're probably going to have to put in bridges, at least. They're going to need to be permanent bridges as well. We're probably going to have to put in bridges like this. But that's not fully connecting up. Awkward. So I'd then bring a section of road up like so, and then get rid of this. We'd have a section of road that goes as far as possible, like that. And then we'd see if we can just wooden bridge this. It only goes to there. Well, that's awkward. Wonder if that's the longest wooden bridge that we can make. I don't think so. It does say short stretches of swamps or shallow water, though. So maybe this is an issue with the wooden bridge, and instead we need to build causeways. Yeah, that's what it is. So causeways have to get built here. That's absolutely understood. And we would put this in about here for now. Take a regular road out and run the road along this. Although I am noticing we definitely need an aqueduct here. Let's get that section of road out. Aqueduct connection there. And then the road is just going to go all along here. And we may need some road on the other aqueduct. We'll see the other sections of aqueduct. I think this is probably fine, though, based on what we've been experiencing. So we just need to bring this around. This section probably doesn't even need a road, but that'll do. So something like that, and then down this way, a causeway like that. And that should, in theory, allow us to reach here. And then this aqueduct would go here. I don't know if we can reach this, technically, but we'd be able to put in, like, a road bridge, or a canal bridge, right there. Okay, so we should be able to access that, but that will require a lot of stone. So we'll just let that proceed for now. And yeah, that's definitely underway, but that's going to take a lot of work. That's for sure. So this is going to require a very, very, very large amount of stone. This is mostly requiring, let's see, for the aqueduct causeway, it is clay and stone. For the aqueduct, clay and stone, and just stone for the causeway. The cistern requires clay and stone. We've got plenty of clay. Not concerned about that. We've actually got a pretty good amount of stone on hand right now, too. So how much do we need in total right now? If we look at this, 466 clay and 1320 stone. So we're going to need more stone imports, but that's fine. It should get done relatively soon. Hopefully. And hopefully these guys don't manage to get themselves trapped in here. That would be awkward. Just the one spot left. Okay. I don't think they're going to manage to get themselves trapped. Good. We can't access this section of aqueduct. This one is not necessary. Let's get rid of that. And from there, I think we can access this diagonally. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we can access that anyway. So that's going to be very significant in terms of stone outlay. No doubt about that. But we can see large chunks of the aqueduct are already built. We've got this down over here. Now, we can't reach this, and that actually makes sense. We need to, at the very least, build a crossing here. Or in this area. That'll allow us to reach all of this, but we might not be able to get through this area over here. We'll see. I think we can. I think I just saw somebody go through. Okay. Yeah, we can make it through that. So the only thing that we can't reach right now, apparently, is the cistern. And I'm surprised that we can't reach the cistern, but we can do something like that to make sure that we can. So that'll be fine, and we'll see if this produces enough water, but it should. We're only going to be using it up over here, right? At least for now. We might expand our water eventually, but for the moment, this'll do. Do causeways carry piped water? I don't think so. So we would not be able to pipe water from here to here, for example. That's a potential problem, for sure. No doubt about it. That is a significant potential problem. But it should be fine. So we're still not able to reach this cistern over here. I think we should be able to, really, if we can reach this down here. But once we get this aqueduct bridge in over here, there should be no problem. So that seems fine. And we do definitely see significant chunks of the aqueduct finished already. But we need a lot more to be done. So that looks good for now. What's our other issues that we're currently tracking? Well, we have enough food generation for right now, although we do need to grow our population. We currently need more jobs. That's absolutely understood. But for the moment, I'm reasonably content with it. We're net negative financially, but I don't think that's going to be the case long term. Look at all of this cotton. We just need to export it. We're still having trouble, by the way, exporting all of this cotton. We might want to switch some of this stone, put this down at like 360, and then export 120 cotton, and then do the same thing down over here. We can't export cotton here, so this is fine. Here we can, though. So that'll be fine. That'll give us more storage capacity for our cotton. We just need to export more. I'm surprised that we are not able to export this much cotton, considering how many cotton weavers do we have? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But we're just trying to utilize the cotton buds that we get from these 4 farms. I didn't think that 4 farms would be this much cotton production. It's kind of insane. But okay. So this sentry post here is strained, and this education institution is strained. We might be able to fit an education institution right up over here, actually, and that might not be a bad idea. So yeah, we can absolutely fit that right there. Looks good. We'll get that in there. These are standard canals. Interesting. They were supposed to be stone canals. There we go. We'll just get those upgraded. And roads to come around like this, absolutely fine. So that'll be some additional education there, and then we could also use an additional sentry post around somewhere. I'm thinking I'd like to be able to reach this up here, so we've got one right there. We could fit one in right here. That looks good, actually. That's a good spot. We have one right here as well, but that's also at heavy service use, so this will be okay. Excellent. So we're making money again, as we would expect, and we're going to see more of this cotton export. And what is our current deficit of stone? So if we go in here, we can see 858. Well, I mean, that's already dropped by a lot. We've got 213, so we've got a quarter of it. We're actually making good progress on this. I like it. So that is, of course, phenomenal. I want to check down here and see. So this aqueduct bridge has been partially constructed, but we should be able to cross over it now. And I'm surprised that this is still reading as impossible to reach. I wonder if it's something to do with the lack of road connection. We could just run a road connection up over this way, just running it right alongside the aqueduct. And that's absolutely fine. Take it up to the bridge that's up over here. And it does cross over here, but it also connects directly to the cistern. And we can have it connect over here too. So that seems fine. And then run that up to this bridge up here over the aqueduct. Like that. And then connect it like this. And get it into our road network that way. So that'll be fine. Hopefully that'll make this no longer be flashing this warning at us. Hopefully. We'll let that go for a while. It's going to take some time. Okay, so let's check in on our stone deficit at this point. 752. And we've got 157 in stock. So that looks good. We're definitely continuing to work on this. Definitely not 100% lined up here. That's for sure. The sprites, I mean. The sprites are not 100% lined up. There's some awkward looking bits there, but it should work fine, in theory. If not, we'll make some changes to it. And we'll see how far we can pipe this water, but I'm pretty sure that it'll work for this. We don't have any height changes in this, although I am interested in finding out if it can flow uphill. That'll be certainly interesting. I kind of want to just take a section of aqueduct over here. Just like that. And we'll find out. So in order to find out properly, we'll need to have a road connection over here. That's absolutely fine. And we'll just get that right on in there. So we'll find out if we can flow water uphill. It'll be very strange if we can, but this is definitely going to be worth finding out. So we'll build a couple of pieces of aqueduct up over here. Yeah, it'll cost some extra stone, for sure. That puts our deficit at 642. I'm okay with this. Now we're reaching the cistern, so that does look good. No problem there. Everything is looking great. We just need to get the aqueducts actually finished. And very large stretches of it are now done. So that does look good. I mean, it doesn't look good. This is a very messy aqueduct, but that's okay. That is absolutely a-okay. This is definitely, I didn't plan to run water up to here. In reality, I probably should have had a cistern be down here and just piped the water up through this area, but that required work. So we'll not do that for now. I didn't plan this area to have cisterns, and in the future we will. Lesson learned. For now, we'll just pipe the water all the way around, and it'll be very awkward. Absolutely excellent. So we still need a lot of stone down over this way. We're definitely waiting on some of our stone to come in, and the question is, are we exporting cotton instead of importing stone? And that may well be what's happening here. Although I did just see our stone go up by a little bit, so that's a good sign. Checking in on this, 519 is our stone deficit. We've got 121. So that looks good for now. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will see if this aqueduct actually works. That'll be interesting. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Aurelio, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, Eskiel, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.